Hey, yo, what's the deal? You know who it is. It's the Don. Cheer. Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the strings. Cheer. What up, what up, what up? And I'm back as always, like I told you. My Game of Thrones stuff don't slip. So we back in this. And this is because I've been asked this question many times. So I thought I'd throw this up there real quick. This is my top 10 fighters in A Song of Ice and Fire / Game of Thrones. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people, so many people to choose from in this. So obviously, it's just the books are just way too big for me to go through everyone and really just try to think of the greatest fight. So I'm gonna go by the most known fighters that we know about, not the people that may have been in Dunkin' Egg that no one knows about, except for the real readers. Because since this is spoiler free, so people who have not read the books can watch this. So I'm going to go through the people who I think are the greatest fighters in Westeros and beyond, in the whole world there. And I'm going to tell you my reason why. All right? Number 10, Sandor the Hound Clegane. Now, I know that we see the Hound, he's Joffrey's dog, and he's intimidating people. But when you really look at the people he's killing throughout the show and the books, a lot of times. Now, yes, he fought Rogue and Biter and these dudes, and that was a very impressive feat. But he's not. Those aren't really great swordsmen. We've never really seen him up against a great swordsman. And when they show the show version of it, and you see Brienne kick his ass, I think that's kind of what would happen in the books if he got up against someone who really had some type of skill. So I'm going to have to leave him there at 10. This is a very, very hard list to do, especially with just 10 people. It's hard for me. I have to find spots for people, and people who deserve to be there. I don't know if they're gonna be. So I have to start with the Hound at number 10. I know that's low, but I have no choice but to put him there. Number 9, Oberyn the Viper Martell. Now, I know people, you gonna say, wait, Oberyn, number 9. No. Yes. That is where he belongs. Listen, is he a good fighter? No doubt. We're talking the top 10, and the top 10, it's when you see the rest of the list, it's hard to crack the top 10. So I'm just gonna I have to put him there because he got killed by the Mountain. Now, we know that he looked like he was going to be able to beat the Mountain. If he would have just stuck to the game plan, he probably could have defeated the Mountain. But you see his intelligence isn't there, and that is why he cost him the defeat. It reminded me, as I said, as of when I did the review, as a wrestling match, when you start putting your hand out to the ear and you know the chair is coming behind the head, and he got caught with the chair in the back of the head. If you're stupid enough to get caught with the chair in the back of the head, that's why you're a number 9 on my list. And that's it. So, number 8. Let's go with the Mountain, the man who beat them. Now, obviously, I think the people that I named, this is pound for pound, so weight doesn't matter. Pound for pound means the best fighter, regardless of weight, right? So, I'm going the Mountain. He could beat all. Now, the people I put in the list on top could beat all these people without a doubt. The Mountain, as formidable as he is, was going to lose the fight. He was beat by Oberyn. So if Oberyn was able to defeat him, get him mad enough to distract him and get him off his game, I don't see him going up against being. Now, listen, is it possible that anybody on this list the Mountain can beat? No, of course. Anyone on this list, anyone can beat if they make a mistake. But we're just going by if it was all being fair and they fought. I think the Mountain is right there at number 8. That's where he falls. He's basically just strength. Not a lot of skill there. He's just big and he's strong. Next, number 7, Ariel Hotah, the captain of the King's Guard in Dawn. Now, I have to say, Hotah, we see him dispatch of the King's Guardsmen pretty easy. You will see him this season if you have not read the books. And I have to put him there because he's the captain of the guard. You see him dispatch people quickly. I really think he's a good fighter there. I think he would beat Mountain, Oberyn, and all of them if he fought them. His discipline level is there, and he's on point. And that is why I give him the edge over those guys, just because he is more disciplined when fighting, as we've seen in the books. That's why he goes there. Number 6, Strong Buas. Now, Strong Buas, before he got poisoned, was a fucking force. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom fucking line. When I vision him, I vision Abdullah the Butcher. I don't know if any of y'all old school wrestling fans, but if you ever did, look at this guy, Abdullah the fucking Butcher. That is Strong Buas. And I guarantee that George was a fan of Abdullah the Butcher when he was younger, and he made this character after Abdullah the Butcher. Guaranteed. If you ask him, I guarantee that would be it. Listen, Strong Buas says it all. He defeated the champion Amir pretty easily, like nothing, took a shit. This is what this man does. I wish he was in the show, but he's not. This is the man. I have to put him there. All right, now this next one, this is very hard. So a couple of these people I'm going to have tied here, all right? And it's not fair, I know, but I just can't eliminate. So tied for 5th right here is Black Ben Plum and the Kingslayer Jaime Lannister. Now, I have to put, now we haven't seen a lot of Black Ben Plum, but the fact that he is recognized as the finest skilled swordsman by Sir Barristan Selmy since Jaime Lannister, who has to say he's just as good as Jaime at this point. When he remembered seeing Jaime, Jaime was a phenomenal fighter. And at the time when Jaime was in his prime, you gotta look at all these other guys were older. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean he was better than them, but he was just in his prime at a different time. And Jaime was phenomenal. People must forget how great of a fighter Jaime was. But Jaime's phenomenal. Black Ben Plum, obviously, if Sir Barristan says it, I gotta go with it. So that's why he is tied there with him. I mean, and that's basically my feelings on that. Number 4, Sir Arthur Dayne, the Sword of the Morning. Now, only 4. Yes, only 4. Now listen, we know that he would have destroyed Lord Eddard Stark by himself or anyone in there. But he lost the battle ultimately. We know he has he's beaten people by himself single-handedly. We know of his feats that he has done throughout this book series. He's the Sword of the Morning. He's a great fighter. I just don't think he's the greatest fighter. I think he was the greatest Kingsguardman up at the time. Was he a better fighter than Rhaegar? I don't know if he was a better fighter than Rhaegar Targaryen. I don't know if it's ever said that he was that much better. It was his best friend, and they said he was the deadliest of the swords, but I don't know if he was better than Rhaegar. So I have to put him there at number 4, just because of the people above him. But I think a lot of his fame, George R. R. Martin once said that if there was a fight between Jaime Lannister and Sword of the Morning, that Arthur Dayne would beat him if he had Dorne, and that would be the deciding factor in the fight. So he's not that much better than Jaime Lannister, so that's why he is 1 above him. Number 3, now in top 3, almost done here. Sir Barristan Selmy. Listen, what can you say about Sir Barristan Selmy? This man is, you know, a great fighter. You know, they say Ned Stark's father said he's the finest Stark swordsman he's ever seen, ever. All right, and he lived when Sir Arthur Dayne was there. He's seen him fight. He's seen all these other guys fight, and he still said Sir Barristan is the finest he's ever seen. So I have to put him above all those guys. And even as an old man, you see how he goes through. But he's old, and he's going through these young guys like nothing. So you can imagine what he did in his prime. And, you know, even at the Trident, you know, the man was hurt and injured, but he was still able to fight. And Robert had so much respect for him, he had to send his maester to help him. So that's how badass that motherfucker is right there. I really would like to give an honorable mention to Thoros of Myr. He should be somewhere in this list. I really don't know where to put him, but the fact that he's won melee battle tournaments by himself and defeated a lot of these guys in it, I really should have put him in this list somewhere, but I really could not find a spot. If I had to put him somewhere, I probably would have to drop. I don't even know who I would drop, and that would be the problem. So, but Thoros Amir should be in this list. I'm going to say that. All right. So, number 2. All right. So, this is going to be a tie again right here for number 2 fighter in all of history of Westeros. And that goes to Khal Drogo and Rhaegar Targaryen. Now, I believe that Rhaegar is a finer fighter than Sir Arthur Dayne. And I'm going to say that he may have been better than Sir Barristan Selmy since, you know, Rhaegar was fighting Robert on the Battle of the Trident. You know what I mean? And anyone who could fight Robert Baratheon, that just says it right there. Khal Drogo, as a boxing fan, you know, undefeated is undefeated. Rocky Marciano, undefeated. Now, you can say Rocky Marciano came along at a time where the heavyweight division wasn't as strong as it was. Undefeated. I don't care what it was. Undefeated means undefeated. Khal Drogo was undefeated. No one beat him when he was alive. I think he could have beat anyone on this list. And if he moved anywhere in the books like Jason Moore moved in the show, when he ripped that dude's tongue out, that was hot. So you can't say nothing about it. So Khal Drogo and Rhaegar, we're going to put them right there as a tie for number 2. So the number 1, the greatest fighter of all time in the history of the Song of Ice and Fire, I have to say, without a doubt, and how anyone else would say anything different, is King Robert Baratheon. Period. Robert Baratheon, and this is what I think it is, and I'm going to explain why people got this bad sense, especially people who only watch the show a lot. I'm going to explain to you exactly why you have this bad sense about Robert Baratheon right now. The thing about Robert Baratheon is this. When you see Sean Bean, right, playing Ned Stark, and you see the actor, I forgot his name right this particular, playing Robert Baratheon, all right, and you see them next to each other, obviously it looks like Ned Stark is a far better fighter than Robert Baratheon. Just from those two characters, actors playing those characters. That's just what it gives off. But that's not the truth. If you read the graphic novel, or look at the pictures in the graphic novel, and you see the way Robert Baratheon is supposed to look, the way he's drawn, compared to the way Ned Stark's drawn, you see Robert Baratheon is the much bigger badass, without a doubt. Robert Baratheon never lost a melee, and laughed every time he was whooping everybody's ass. Robert's hammer was so heavy that Ned Stark could barely lift it with 2 hands. Robert swung it with 1 hand and around it like nothing. That's who Robert, and he was fast. You understand? Robert Baratheon there's a reason why he's the king. That's what he did good. He kicked the shit out of people. That's all he knew. And that's what he was all about. Since he was a child, all the way till his death. Robert Baratheon was the fucking man. And is the greatest fighter to ever come out of Game of Thrones, without a doubt. And that is my fucking opinion on it. And if you have your own opinions, please put them in the comments. And please subscribe, like, thumbs up. Tell your friends, share this on your Twitter. Let people know that House Teflon is now on Teflon TV. And we are doing big things here. So soon I will be back with Mace the Pain, Clara Gray, doing that for this show. But also on Teflon TV, we have scheduled. I have a very, very special guest that I'm going to put up here, a boxer, a famous boxer. I'm going to wait for his title fight, and before his title fight, I'm going to interview him right before it. So we're going to throw that up here, put that up there too. And I have some more comic book series shows going on, some more reviews. So please subscribe, thumbs up it, like it, smile when you see me, because I'm smiling at you. All right? Until next time I see you, know who it is. It's the Don, Tony Teflon. And this is House Teflon, Teflon 316. Whoop, whoop! We pull the strings. Peace. And I'm out, my people. Stay sexy.